Robotics arms are now widely used over the world, in assembly lines, car manufacturing, convincing service, and more. It's actually pretty easy to spot one in action those days. You can even buy different type of robotics arms straight from Amazon. In this video, I will share my experience building 2 open source robotics arms when I'm just 12 years old. I will also leave the link in the description. Each design have its own strengths, but also some hard points where I really need patience and careful work. So I will walk you through the pros and cons of each design, what I learned during the process, and the tricky part you should watch out if you want to try this design yourself. So first, let's talk about the AlexanderKoch low-cost robotics arm that I found on GitHub. After opening the website on GitHub and also by inputting the URL, you can see the low-cost robotics arm are here in the descriptions and a picture. Those are the products and components in order to buy to assemble this. By the way, the video of assemble is super helpful for assembling the 3D printed part and the frameworks. And there's also a leader arms and also a follower arms, but I choose to do the follower arms for convenience. Let's first see how it works, and then I will explain some important parts to assemble it and then some challenging part I face. Yep, and that is one thing. Since the wire between each servo is very short, when a servo is rotating or moving, it's very easy for the wire to fall off. I suggest to buy a longer wire between each servos or to set up an angle rotating degree to prevent these things from happening. Okay. You might get it or not. Most of the part require you to solder it. But if you're very familiar with soldering, it's not gonna be a big deal. And I don't think it's a problem for me, even I'm 12 years old. However, I strongly recommend for middle schools and elementary school students to practice soldering on a soldering practice circuit board where you can buy it online, in order to prevent destroying circuit board and hurting yourself. The last point is be careful when you're plugging in the wire on the last servo to the serial bus servo driver board. Make sure to check the product book of the servo to see which pin is connected to which pin, and don't make the mistake with me at first, since I burned out a circuit board because I didn't care about the pin that connected to the circuit board. I will also link this product book on the description and you can see it on website. And that is all you need for building this low-cost robotic arm. Those 3 points that I think it's very important. And it's very friendly for beginner who want to learn about robotics arm and for beginner who haven't get in touch with robotics before. You can also add an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi on this robotic arm and it'll be super cool. Those are the 3D printed part and the components we need. All of those are super convenient, which the designer have posted a YouTube video and I will link it in the description. One point that I think is very important is when assembling these small robotic arms, it requires a lot of soldering skills. I use glue to reinforce the soldering part, and it's not a good idea to use a round glue that is not specifically for soldering because it might corrode the circuit board. Moreover, I especially like the lights inside the robotic arm. I think it's pretty cool. But one thing is that the plier of this super cool compact robotics arm is not as strong as the previous one. It is super cool, but it can only grab small things. And that's it, 2 open source robotics arm, each with their own strengths and challenging point. I learned a lot from those builds, and I hope this video really gives you some useful insight. And thank you for those designers who have created their wonderful idea into reality and benefit peoples. If you're into robotics and flying machines such as drones and VTOL, make sure to like and subscribe for more.